All right, get those brains ready for some ready math. Mrs. Hogan gave you 2 of these books in your basket. There's one that looks like this inside, not as colorful as the other one. And then there's this one, a little more colorful, and this is the one we're gonna work in today. Sometimes we'll do work in the other one. Today we're gonna work on this one. And we're gonna open it up and you can see lots more color in this one. So we're gonna work out of this one today. What Mrs. Hogan is gonna do is I went ahead and I tore out this page just because it's gonna be easier for me to talk to you about it and work on it with you today. So I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna start, you can see, lesson 1 today. Understand mental math strategies for fact families. So we're going to talk about this today. We've been doing a couple things with fact families. Hey, we did one in calendar today. And there's some activities on fact families in your math rooms too. So we're going to talk about how you can use those fact families and counting on to add and subtract in your head. That's what mental math is, in your head. Do you remember this is, I'm going to show you my fact family I made. You can think of it as a triangle, and the biggest number, the whole, is going to go up at the very top. And then the 2 parts that you add together to get the whole are in each of these corners. And we can say that 8 and 3 makes 11, or we can say that 3 plus 8 would make 11. Or we know that if we have 11, if we take this part away, 8, this part's left. So 11 minus 8 is 3, or we can say that 11 minus 3, the other part's left over. So those facts are special because they are related. They're special numbers. All right, so let's hop back over to here and we're going to think about this and work through some of these things together, and then you're going to try it on your own in your book. You can always stop and pause the video if you need to and work on your book. So I'm looking at this picture and I see some stars and it's asking, you know how to draw a picture to subtract, and that's what they're doing. But it says, how can you subtract in your head? I see there's 6 and 6. I see there's 12 stars. And why do 3 stars have X's on them? They X'd out those 3 stars because that's how many are taken away. So how do you subtract 3 from 12 in your head? That's what we want to know. How do you subtract in your head? Well, I can think that maybe one possible answer might be maybe I could use my fingers and I could count back. Maybe you could count on. So that would be one way. Maybe you'd say 12 and then you would count back. 11, 10, 9. You could do it that way. Can you think of a fact family that uses only 2 numbers instead of 3, like I did? Perhaps instead of 11, I could have 10 and 5 and 5. That could be having 2 numbers. 5 and 5 is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. We would call that a doubles fact, wouldn't we? Yes. Okay, so how can you subtract in your head? Think. This is what we're going to think about. I can use fact families, just like we did this morning and just like I showed you on my triangle. So you're going to find the difference. That means you're going to take away 12 minus 3. Think of the problem as 3 plus what would give you 12? So they put it into a number bond right over here. 3 and how many more would give you 12? Instead of thinking 12 minus 3 is what, you can think 3 and how many more would give you 12? So you're going to put your answer here in this part whole, and then you're going to complete those number sentences in that fact family. There's going to be 4 facts. There's going to be 2 addition facts, and there's going to be 2 subtraction facts. The sum of each addition fact will be 12. The sum will be 12. You have to figure out the other numbers. This number right here. Mrs. Hogan isn't going to tell you yet because I want you to think about that. On the other side, it's nothing that you have to worry about. If you want to do this little checklist, go for it. That'd be awesome. We're going to do one more page today. So you're going to do page 2 and page 3. Another strategy that you can use is to count on. Think, I can count on. So here is what is 11 minus 8. Well, think of it as 8 plus what would give you 11? So circle 8 in the table, and you're going to mark each box as you count to get to 11. So I'm going to start at 8, and then I'm going to count each box. 1, 2, 3. What number do I add to 8 to get to 11? How many numbers did you count on from 8 to get to 11? You're going to write your answer. Now you know 4 facts. Now you're going to write your 4 facts. Remember, it's going to have 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts. Now I know that we can't work with a partner while you're at home, but maybe somebody at home could be your partner and talk about it. You want to count on to find 2 plus 6. What number would you start with? Why? Would I start with the 2 and count on 6 more? Or would I start with 6 and count on 2 more? What number would you start with? Think about that. Tell me what number you'd start with and tell me why. So I would start out, I would start with, and you'd give me your number, and then you'd say because, and then you'd tell me why. All right, I will be back at 1 o'clock, and if you want help, if you want to go over your answers with me, then please come back and you can go over them with me. So today in math, we learned that you can use fact families for mental math to help you, or you can use counting on strategies. See you soon in Zoom.